come back to Texas. It's just not the same since you went away. Before you lose your accent and forget all about the Lone Star State.
Welcome to the very first episode of Lonehammer. I am your host, Randy. Alongside me is
Jeff Swan, as per usual.
As per the usual. And again, welcome to episode 1. And today's episode will be covering, who the heck are we? Who are these D-bags that have a podcast?
I know who you are, but you are a D-bag.
That's true. I am the master of all D-bags.
I'm the opposite. I'm the winner of all sportsmanship trophies unless I give them to Randy. Randy can have the ones I don't want.
Oh my god, that was so brutal, dude. I don't think I'll ever live that down, man. But anyway, I've been my name's Randy Glenn. I've been playing on and off for 20 years, but I haven't really picked up the game. I finally picked it again after about 10 in March. I picked up Demons, and it's not even my army, it's my fiance's army. She picked the Demons.
That's what he tells himself.
That's what I tell myself for the pink paint job of everything. And I picked him up in time to go to Lone Wolf, my very first tournament ever. And it was a humbling experience, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite the list.
Yeah, it was quite the Swedish Comp 17 list with Hellflares and all.
I tried to get a hold of him before he submitted that list, but evidently it was too late. So
yeah, it was a lube included list.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, I'm Jeff Swan, and I actually found Randy right before that tournament. We run a small gaming group in Fort Worth, Texas, called Dread Moon Plug. We got about 10 guys that we play every Tuesday night. I've got 16 plus years of experience playing Warhammer, and that's not off and on. So yeah, I'm that lame. So a lot of experience, a lot of armies. It just so happened that Randy picked up doing Demons when I just finished up painting up my demon army, so it worked out well because he's playing Slaanesh. I love Slaanesh. Slaanesh is my favorite. I've been playing him since Cult of Slaanesh back in the day when you could mix up the Dark Elves with them. So had him that long. First army was Vampire Count. Second army was Dark Elves. Got into doing demons. Got into Skaven about 6-7 years ago. Went through the pain period with them, but everybody hates them now because they're quote unquote OPs. But anyways,
they're the most OP next to Skaven.
They are awesome in the hands of an amazing general like me.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just don't see. Did you
pull out your arm, patting yourself on the back?
It just happened, man. It just happened.
Right there.
Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of cool. This will be a fun podcast for some people. We're personal friends. I actually grew up playing with Fred Whitney and the guys from West Coast Hammer Time. So it'd be nice to listen to their podcast. We'll probably reference them a little bit. We will listen to a lot of the other podcasts out here, but there's not a lot of, outgoing players in the area that kind of would take the time to do something like this. So that's just kind of what we're trying to cover, I think, right, Randy? I mean, essentially kind of get maybe some of the local talent on, have them talk, so it's not just all these other zones of the U.S. kind of getting to speak up. It'd be nice to hear from some of our guys.
Yeah, I think you're right. The West Coast has got their voices. The Pacific Northwest has Dimensional Cascade. There's West Coast Hammer Time, Rage Quit, and then, of course, Garage Hammer in the Midwest. I can't think of and Point Hammered, of course.
Yeah, Point Hammer's great. Johnny Hastings' one is pretty sweet, too.
All right. Well, we've been going on for a couple minutes. We're going to jump into our first ever commercial, which will be music because nobody knows about us to sponsor us yet. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So yeah, now that we've covered the podcast, let's get into the first ever topic, which is our GT coverage, shall we, sir?
Sounds good, man. So,
Yeah.
you want to go ahead and start that?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. So, Rock Wars. Rock Wars is coming up in, what is it, 3 days now? 4 days?
Yeah, 3-4 days, man. I'm hoping to be 100%. I just got my fucking gallbladder removed, so I don't have to have like an emergency gallbladder ectomy, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, bro.
A lap chole?
Painful. Yeah, bro. It's no joke.
Dude, that shit's brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when on your list of stuff to get done, it's regenerate on a 4+, so you can go play at Rock Wars this weekend. So
Did you make that roll? Did you make
yeah,
that roll, bro?
for sure. I don't know, man. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, Rock Wars is a couple days away, and while you recuperate, I'm doing just well. I am pumped up. I am ready to win this thing. Well,
right?
Or at least come in the top. I don't know, 50.
Your list suggests otherwise, Randy.
My list suggests if I can do the Magic 8 Ball right now, it would say, dude, what were you thinking?
By the way, I give Randy so much shit for his list and stuff, but I run fluffy as hell comp too, so it's has nothing to do with the list. You can win with anything. It just depends on how good you are at playing the list. So
did you guys just hear that? That was like a backhanded like smack in my face, kick in my nuts. You could take Fluffy if you're good.
But then I jiggled them, and then I jiggled them a little bit though, so it's okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Motorboat them. That's okay.
Yeah. You wanna? I mean, it's closed list, but I mean, I don't know about you. I think this is gonna go up probably after it's gonna matter anyway, and I don't think anybody's gonna be listening to it on Saturday night. So
yeah, and I don't know who's gonna listen to it anyway. But yeah, we can. I'm definitely down to go for my list if you.
Yeah,
are.
why don't you go over yours, man?
All right, so I am of course rocking demons because that's all I have, and I finished painting them last night, which is the best thing ever. So I'm gonna trot out the keeper for this one, and I'm gonna throw one greater gift with the Lore of Slanesh, and it is level 4, which is
yeah.
good.
Why don't you tell people first what Rock Wars is gonna be? Because they're gonna be like, why the fuck would you take a keeper?
That's true.
And then not kid her out. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's
Rock
the
Wars.
format.
Yeah,
here's
Rock
the
Wars.
format.
Yeah, Rock Wars is the person that's running it wanted to do. Basically, they took the pack from, was it Mersey Meltdown in England?
Yeah,
he took the pack from it. So the scoring of it is a little weird. Everybody gets, it's 2,200 points, and you get points based off of, bonus points based off of certain units. So you can take a certain hero choice, it'll give you +1. The second choice you take in the list will give you +2 bonus points, and that would be in your core, and then you have special and rare. And so for each unit you take in that category, it gives you +1, +2, +3, +4 points to a max of +10.
That's right.
I am taking a +10 list for some
As
crazy reason.
am I.
That is true. Touché, sir.
Yes.
And most of the points are really, there's not a lot of battle points. It's mostly sportsmanship and painting. And I think every game except for one is only worth 10 battle points. And then one game's worth 20, right?
Yeah. So essentially, well, not 20. I don't want to say it's 20. I want to say it's just harder to get the 10. I could be wrong. It might be a 20-0.
Well,
I could be wrong.
Here it is.
If you're looking at it.
Yeah, there's 160 points broken down. 50 points for appearance, 50 for battle, 50 for gentlemanly gamer, which is sports, and 10 bonus unit points.
Right.
So I did take the keeper, and I threw a greater gift on it because it is generally going to be Canobate.
Sure.
And I would say 97.348% of the time, I am going to take the whip.
Softly specific.
Well, you know, I did the math. I math hammered it.
All
so
right.
Maybe we should change our podcast, but I don't know. I math hammered it, and I take the whip that percent of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. And then I
like the whip. People underestimate it.
It's strength 6, 12-inch range. You can pop knights, cannons,
I've done
dragons.
amazing things with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I don't care what people say.
Yeah, I don't care what people say either. I don't care what the forums say. I don't
That's
care what
good.
people. Yeah,
It's
whatever.
good. It's good on a fucking herald, man. It's good on a herald on a steed. Still good.
It's still epic.
It's still
And then
good.
speaking of heralds, I am taking a herald of Slaanesh. Do you see the theme going on right here?
Yeah. Lots
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
I've seen the list.
Yeah. You've played against.
Yeah.
You've destroyed the list. You've bent the list over. It hurts. And the herald of Slaanesh, he's gonna have a lesser gift. And then I'm running 2 heralds of Tzeentch, both level 2, both on metal.
Is your herald a shadow caster?
No. My
Okay.
herald of Slaanesh isn't a caster at all.
Okay.
I left him without the magic. The magic's not gonna be on this one.
Gotcha.
He's just there. He's just there for the ASF loci I throw
And
on
no
him.
banner.
And no banner. He's just there for
Not even for the fortitude, huh?
not even for the fortitude, sir.
For those of you that didn't look, there's a lot of fortitude in these scenarios, so it's really rough on Skaven players. Boo-hoo. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I did take it. He's just there to go into my unit of Slaaneshi Demonettes, so he's just there for always strike first on them. But I am running 2 Heralds of Tzeentch, both with Lore of Metal. And the reason I ran Metal was because I'm a demon player and I'm sick of getting just bent over by high elves. The Warriors Chariot list. I know with my Slaanesh list I can jack with movement, but Final Trans is just so good. And
well, yeah, plus like what, almost
Siri
a third of the damn field is Warriors of Chaos. So
yep.
Metal always solid.
Yeah, it's solid. And I've played other people other than you, and I found that this army is very toolboxy. Yeah. So I usually go into the toolbox, get what I need, and if it's CAC, Final Trans.
You got 5 channels a turn too. Why not?
Yep, sure do. And then I'm running the 24 Demonettes, and then they do have a banner, full command, and I threw the banner swiftness on them. I wish I wouldn't have, but hindsight. This army really doesn't push forward. It kind of sits way back, and then I kind of push forward at the end.
Yeah, you could use it as a flank, though. You could throw it over on a flank by itself and then just shove it forward as fast as you can. Push everything up to the middle where you can kind of mitigate it, rather than, if you put your demonettes in the middle, then they're just going to walk around them.
True. And since we were talking about Rock Wars, my Herald is a bonus point.
Right.
And my Demonettes, if you run 18 or more Demonettes, that's a bonus point. So there's 2 of my bonus points right now. That gives me a bonus of +3. Mm-hmm. I'm running 2 units of Horrors with only a standard in each. Mm-hmm. And then I am running Fiends. 4 Fiends of Slaanesh.
Sexy.
Yeah, that's Beast and Nurgle were not on the bonus point list. I don't know why. That's so. I have to talk to you about that. So the Fiends are on the bonus list. It could either run the Fiends or
why are Beast and Nurgle not on the bonus point list?
I
can't imagine. You need no incentive to take arguably the best unit in the game.
I think I should get a bonus just for bringing it. That's ingenuity.
I think so too, because you're gonna sacrifice sportsman points for him. So
right? Hey, I'm a win at all cost type of guy. I'm a whack dude.
Yeah.
No, but the Fiends are a bonus point as well, and that gives me the 3 bonus points. And then I go to my last bonus point unit, which is I am bringing the Hellflayer of Slaanesh.
Boom. Boom.
There it is. And if I had
wept right there.
And there's the crying.
There it is.
And for those of you,
the chariot just to bring all those collected tears.
People are gonna look at my list and go, "Dude,
oh man, what a hard list on a Hellflayer, man! Look out!"
And for those of you that are wondering why I own a Hellflayer, I didn't know exactly what things did when I started playing Warhammer again.
Yeah.
So I actually own 2 Hellflayers because I was like, what's better than 1 chariot? 2. That sometimes is the case, just not.
There's a pretty easy way to fix that, right? Is you just take a hammer to it until the super glue breaks, and then you make it into a regular chariot who's arguably just a tiny bit less shitty.
Exactly right. So there is my plus 10 bonus points, and then I finished my army off with 2 skull cannons. So These are skull cannons of Slanesh because the entire army is Slanesh colored, and I have converted it to be such. So I don't want to hear any talk about OP skull cannons of corn because I don't own those. I don't have them. I don't know what you're talking about. So,
yeah, because if you paint skull cannons purple, then they're not skull cannons anymore.
And if you put a demonette sitting on top of it,
people know this stuff? Come on, man.
They should know that. I think that I should be able to just change from corn to Slanesh, and it would be people would be like, "Oh, that's cool, dude." I think I could go with that.
Man, if I have to hear Hane give me shit for running a non freaking mono god list again, because I run. For those of you who don't know, I have a fully converted Slanesh demon list. I don't run any beasts in Nurgle because I don't like to play them. But I run a single cannon, and I run a keeper, and I run a big pack of demonettes, and no Nurgle anything anywhere in my army. But I take a unit of blood crushers, which are my dream crushers, that are those cool, converted boob snakes from the Warriors of Chaos with, converted demonette heads and demonette arms with like the lances and stuff like that from the Warriors of Chaos special Marauder guys. But anyways, he's like, dude, I play real mono god. You gotta have nothing except for Slanesh anything. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call you out on it. So now I'm actually in the middle of modeling up 2 of my exalted Seeker Chariots. Oh yeah, because you want to know what those are on comp? Yeah, that's right. Only a -3. That's right. So if I pull out my Soul Grinder, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a 14 comp demons list just by swapping my Soul Grinder out because I run a 12.9 right now. So, which is what I'm planning on taking to Masters this year. So if I want to be even fluffier, I think that's what I'm gonna do. pop out that 14.9. Be like, all right, come get my points. I'm demons.
It's not a bad idea.
Good luck.
Not a bad idea at all. We'll have to. We're definitely gonna have more Masters talk. Hopefully in a couple weeks. Yeah, maybe a couple months.
I'm locked in, man. I'm going no matter what, pretty much. So that'll be good.
Aren't we special?
Yeah, check that out, huh? People seem to like to play games with me. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
I just ruin their fucking hobbies all the time.
Hobby wrecker.
Yeah.
Wrecker of hobbies. Pretty bad, dude.
I'll go over my list, I guess.
You should do that.
The only thing I see in your list, I like the list. I wish you. Did you say if your keeper's gonna have Shadow or
no?
What?
He's gonna have Slanesh magic.
But he's only level 2.
He's level 4.
Oh, he's still level 4. Okay.
He's still level 4. I made him level 4 so I could have. I really wanted to have toolbox. So every time I've seen people play demons or against demons, everybody's always basically rushing forward unless you're playing all Zinch. So every time I've played this list, the first time I've played a person, on my turn 1, they're expecting me to come balls out at them.
Well,
and
sure.
I don't.
Yeah.
I actually back up and let the magic start. The only thing that ever advances in my army is I throw the keeper forward, I throw the demonettes forward together, unless there's a cannon. Otherwise, it's coming around, and then I'm just acquiescing and cacking whatever I can hit, and just jacking with movement. And while you're slowly coming up, I'm just bombing 6 dice, final trans, 6 dice, whatever. Because I'm a 6 dice monkey. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm gonna get a shirt made. It's gonna be called.
Who needs skill? Fuck this. I've got 6 dice. Watch this.
6 dice and 5 channels, homie.
Yeah.
I should mathematically again.
Come on, man. You need to play Skaven. That's what I keep on hearing. That's all I hear. Oh, you got a 6 dice 1 spell. How come I never cast 13? Okay.
Do it.
No. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I think even what people aren't going to see is in a 2,200 point list, which is what we're playing. For those of you who didn't hear, it's 2,200 points, not 2,500. I think I like to see, maybe that Slanesh hero have Shadow, so you can kind of pull off that thing that nobody ever sees happen, where you get your fiends of Slanesh into hand-to-hand combat, right? And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna just miasma your weapon skill on that unit that's fighting them, and then take them down by D3 weapon skill. Or, by the way, if they miss a fear test, their weapon skill 1, right? Well, there's no cap on the fiends, dude. So it says -1 weapon skill and -1 initiative. Well, guess what? If you're at 1 weapon skill and there's no cap, you're now at 0 weapon skill and you don't get to attack. So, by the way, have a nice day. You're taking all these attacks to your face. You're not attacking me back. And eat my stomp. And hey, guess what? Even if I don't break you, next round, guess what? Yeah, you're still not attacking me. So, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
That could be something.
It's pretty fun. People don't see it coming.
I mean, in the hands of a great player like myself, it would be
epic.
Right. But if only I would have thought.
You know what? In our trial game or whatever, I think you come up versus a couple people and you have, 5 channel dice a turn, 2,200 points. Magic's going to be a big deal. I think you're going to see Lizardmen do really well at this tournament. I think you're going to see, High Elves do pretty well with that Book of Hoeth, guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's just not, no one's going to leave home without it. They're going to just spam spells and then get 1 or 2 off a turn guaranteed. I think that's probably what you're going to need to watch out for. To me, since it's not really a comp tournament. It's, hey, do you want to take a couple of these not superior units to get more bonus points? Sure, I'll take all of them. I took all of them. Why not? Because I know I'm good enough to make up the difference that, maybe there are some people, Randy, I don't know if you looked, he's got it posted. There are some people that have 0 BP. 0. Took 0 of the bonus point units.
Yeah, I saw that.
0.
I think
you have to try to not take any of them. I think it's impossible.
I think that like 70% of the field though is like +10. I want to say it's a huge number. It's +10. And then it's either +10 or nothing. Or
+6. There's a couple of +6s.
But it's pretty extreme with that. It's either everything or nothing.
There's some people that are just like, why would I take any of them? I just crush people. Well, here's the other problem, right? Is it's also gentlemanly gamer and sportsmanship-esque based. Well, if you're playing against someone who took a +10 list, trying to have a fun game, and then you're playing as +0 list, and you're being a dick at the table, and I don't really have a very fun game with you. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna bad game you or anything, but I'm not gonna give you a great vote. I'm not gonna give you your maximum points of awesomeness. And you may take a fluffier list, you may take your +10 list, you may take a tie, but guess what? If you had a good game with that person and they had a great game with you, you guys, there was genuine points of up and down for both of you, and you take a tie, that's as good as taking a win, because they're going to give you,
Well, it's not even going to matter that way, because if they're at 0 and I'm at 10, I've already won an extra game.
Well, you show up to the tournament and you haven't rolled
points.
the dice and you already have a win, and you're
exactly.
You know what I mean? So.
No, I mean that's just it's
honestly,
huge.
If you show up and you have a +10 list, you show up and you win 4 of your games, you're probably top 5 guaranteed.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if you win, I think if anybody brings a +10 list, I'm sure there's a couple people to go undefeated. Sure. It's going to come down to sports. I think at the end it'll come down to sports and something other. If people outside the region of Texas or the South region don't really know yet, I hear it in like Garage Hammer and Point Hammered, because Johnny Hastings apparently is an amazing painter. I've never seen any of his stuff.
Dude, he's
up
awesome.
close.
I see his stuff at Adepticon every year, because we're big advocates of going to that, except for this year since it's on the same day as Lone Wolf, and we got to support local tournaments.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Texas people bring amazingly painted stuff here. I mean, we have the Ryan Smiths and of the world down here. So we do have really great painters. People bring really awesome armies. People bring great display boards.
Yep.
So I mean, your stuff, your demon stuff that you did is dude, not to give you an even bigger head than you already got. That stuff looks pretty bad, dude. It's pretty epic, man. I dig it. So
it's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It was a labor of love type of thing. I ended up doing pretty well. I got maybe around 20, 25 votes for best painted army at Bayou with it. So I was pretty happy, and Ryan gave me some mad props, and Ryan's a freaking great painter. So,
Yeah, he is. I
that's
agree.
means a lot to me. So
Yeah, so why don't we go over your why don't we segue into
Sure.
your Rock Wars list? So what are you bringing? What filth, what disgustingness are you taking to this
all
tournament,
right,
bro?
so at 2200, I was just gonna take my exact same demon list I normally do. I was just going to drop out the Soul Grinder, which gets me 260 points, and then make my keeper a level 3 caster, and that was it. That was going to be what I was going to do. Thought about it, and I decided to go, play something a little harder to win with. So I took something, Skaven in this tournament. Okay, in general, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Skaven's so much easier to win with in a smaller game." I'll totally agree with you, but in this format, not entirely accurate. Because all of the bonus point units that we get to choose from, and I've already talked to Hayne about it, and he just said, "Quit your bitching." So all the bonus point units we have to choose from that we kind of have to take this said unit in order to get bonus points for. None of them, not a single one of them, can generate fortitude. Well, the issue with that is, I think 3 out of the 5 scenarios, or maybe 4 out of the 5 scenarios, are fortitude based. So, having a tournament that is fortitude based, and you lose 300 points, and you have these specific units that can't generate it to begin with, you're gonna be pretty hard pressed. That's why you only see 3. I think it's 3 Skaven players coming out of 90 people.
Is it really? Is that all the Skaven that's coming?
Yeah,
Really?
I want to say it was 3. It might have been 4. I could be wrong, but I know me and Mark Cox are the only 2 competitive Skaven players, I would say, that are going to be going there. Mark's looking for blood. He's got to get a top 3 at this event, or Alamo, because I really wanted to be at the Masters with us. Really like to see him there. Anyway, that all being said, my list goes like this. I've got a Grey Seer, who is going with a Power Scroll and a single Warpstone token, as opposed to I usually take him with 2 Warpstone tokens. And then he's got a Talisman of Endurance, blah blah blah. So that is that one character right there. Okay, that's all my casting. That's it. I have no warp blocks that can cast. I don't have any type of any other casting in my army, just a Grey Seer. For those of you who don't know, I really don't use 13 all that often, if ever, because I think it's kind of a crutch and people just bitch about it when you use it. I will take it if I know that, I could cast it and pretty much lopside the game versus a hard list, or, just completely smother a unit and then play a fun game afterwards. But anyway, I got a Grey Seer. He's not anything special. He can still blow up, and then I lose the game. I've got a Warplock Engineer with just a Doom Rocket, nothing else. He's just pretty much there because 2,200 points, Doom Rocket, that bad boy can do a lot of damage. In a 2,200 point game. So I'm just looking for those hordes. I'm looking for those big groups of guys that I can just put that smackdown on real early in the game and then cloud them up later. Got a BSB because it's Skaven. Have to. He's got MR3 token, and then he's got a 6-up ward save versus war machines for the unit, Iron Curse. Alright, here's where it gets fun, guys. Here's where it gets fun. So one of the bonus point units is giant rats. So follow me on this. But the giant rats have to be 20 or more giant rats. So no just like taking rat darts, right? So I've got Throt the Unclean. And I talked to Mark about this for damn near a week straight because I was talking about what special character am I going to take to get the BP, because you have to. You have to take a special character because you're just not going to be able to do it with a Plague Priest because he's just so many points. A Plague Priest in 2,200 points is just a huge investment for almost no return. So I've got Throt the Unclean, who is, if you don't know, he's a Lord level special character. He's not very great at doing anything, but he makes giant rats actually count towards your core points. Because right now they're just war beasts, right? So they don't generate. They're like old school, like warhounds, where they didn't go into your core option. So he's just a pretty good little fighter. He's got 4/5 attacks because he's got a little whip that he can -2 to your leadership. Here's his big gig though. He's got a creature killer, killing blow. Causes D3 wounds versus monstrous infantry, monstrous cavalry, monstrous beast, and monsters. Hey Randy, how many monsters and monstrous cav you think we're gonna see in a 2,200 point list where people are like, yeah, I'm gonna take big stuff and just stomp people into the ground?
You're a douchebag.
Yeah. Well, the problem with that is Throt, he's got initiative 6. So unless you're an elf riding that, you ain't hitting me first. So I've got D3 wounds versus all that stuff. I've got 5 attacks, strength 4, and basically the idea here is that I'm going to be able to pick up with my Gracier, what was I looking at? Death Frenzy, so that my whole unit gets +2 attacks. So that character's going to be sitting on 7 attacks that has killing blow on regular stuff, and then D3 wounds on anything that's monstrous. Pretty awesome. And then you can get blessed with filth, which is poison attacks on top of that. Pretty fun. And then he goes into a pack of giant rats.
I hate your freaking riot dad. By the way, I just want to tell you right now, dude, I am physically sick right now. You haven't even gotten to the gross part of this, and I'm already like, bleh.
Okay, so he goes into the giant rat pack. It's a small unit. It's got 50 of them in there. So we got a small unit of 50 with a Master Molder, which is a unit champion upgrade. The Master Molder has a shock prod, which, that's right, I will challenge you to ever point out anybody who ever takes the Beast Prod upgrades. Yeah, that's because this one unit champion is 58 points now. And he just has 2 wounds. It's not great. But he does have initiative 5, and the shock prod allows no armor saves. So again, he's at 3 attacks. And you give him Death Frenzy, he's at 5 attacks. Are you guys seeing the theme here? You guys seeing it? So essentially, these giant rats are also... so the giant rats are also led by Squeal Gnawtooth, right? So you get the modify bonus. So the giant rats are either going to have regen, they're going to have +1 attack, or they're going to have poison attacks. As the saying goes, I usually pretty much always get regen. It's weird. Probably 2/3 of the time I end up with regen, so that would be nice. But Squeal Gnawtooth also has a weapon that allows no armor saves and multiple wounds too. Guess what his initiative is? 6. So I have an initiative 5 champion and an initiative 6 unit champion hero upgrade and a lord level, which essentially all these guys are going to have no armor save attacks. And so you're looking at, if I get Death Frenzy off, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 17 no armor saves attacks at initiative 5, 6, and 7. So all those people that are taking those night buses and everything like that are just going to be sorely disappointed when they come in and then be like, oh yeah, all my shit's dead, by the way. From giant rats.
Yep, I just vomited. Thank God. So, I'm gonna go get some more to drink because you're making me sick, bro.
Well, that's pretty much the list. There's some other stuff in here. I'll just go ahead and say it. But those things right there are the list. Other than that, I got 27 clan rats full command. I got 2 packs of 45 slaves with musicians, shields, and a leader. And then I got the always cannot leave home without double doom wheel. So I got double doom wheel, double warp lightning cannon, and then my BP units. I took 6 warp lock Giselles because they're on the list. I took 10 Globadiers because people think they're lame and they're terrible, and I love them because they work versus the stuff that I want them to work versus, and everything else, they're a heavy cover against shooting. And for 100 points, why not? And then I took three rat darts, which is just 5 rats with a packmaster times 3, because they can use Throt's leadership, because he is like the general of rats. So essentially, I've got 2 leadership, 10 bubbles that I have, so I eliminate the Skaven default have to play in a bubble, so I can kind of have 2 different armies on 2 different sides of the board and still have my leadership bubble. So that's the plan. It's probably going to go somewhere, depending on my matchups, probably somewhere, I'm hoping for 4-1. We'll see how I go.
It's not bad. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Thinking. I think that list could go 4-1. It's got potential.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, if someone like you plays and they know, like if someone had a list like yours, or they have a large Zinch-based list, they could probably do pretty good versus me. That treason is pretty fucking killer if you know how to use it. You know, you used it pretty much the right way when you played me. Got the unit fling and then cast it on them, and then they'll never rally.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I don't think you're gonna see much Zinch though. I think you're gonna see a lot of Khorne, a lot of Slaneshi demons. I mean, I think people go for the points.
I think we might see some Disc Lords or something like that. But I think a lot of them might run metal.
Yeah, I do too.
We'll see. But I mean, that's the idea of the list. I already got my round 1 matchup because I challenged one of my buddies here in the Dallas area, Clint Tennell. Good dude. I don't get to play him too often. I probably wouldn't have challenged him straight up. Like, it's not like a grudge match, I hate you. It's more of, hey man, I'm not going to this tournament to win. I'm going because I want to play some good games with some buddies. I've already kind of locked in some good wins for the year. Want to just want to play and have fun. Clint's a good guy to have fun with. Not everybody says that about him, but it's just because he takes hard lists sometimes. I think that rubs people the wrong way. We did that local tournament where we had maybe 16, 18 guys show up.
Yeah, it was something like that. I mean, I remember Clint's list. I met Clint, and you know what the other problem is that Clint's a great dude. I think this is a good segue into another topic, which is sportsmanship and lists, because I think. Right. Me personally, I think you can bring a hard as nails list. Mm-hmm. If you're a good dude, I might look at your list and kind of be like, dude. But if we can drink a beer, before, after, and during, and everything is kind of copacetic, I'm usually good with it. I'm not perfect. I'd love to say that I'm a good sport 95% of the time. There is the 5% of the time where I'm just like,
we'll go 93.
Okay. All right, 93.
Yeah, 93.
Okay. You know what? Let's go 92.5 because I think that 93 is even too high. 92.5. Yeah, I math hammered it. There it is. Boom.
All right.
Boom. Because I was having a summer's eve moment just now. I think that you can do that and bring a hard list. It's cool in a tournament environment. It's whatever. In a tournament, everybody paid their money. You're trying to win a prize or you're trying to drink, whatever. But if you keep winning in a tournament and you hit somebody round 3 and 4, or round 3 like I did I played you in Lone Wolf and I got just destroyed.
Yeah.
And it took me to think about it. I was like, what the F happened here? I took a comp 17, but I kept winning. I kept winning with a comp 17. What do I expect? To keep playing really crappy armies? And it happens.
I took such a hard win on game 1 and then game 2, I took a tie with not quite all my maximum points, and you took a pretty hard, win followed by a moderate win or whatever, and it ended up putting us within a point.
Yeah, it was just weird. But I think tournaments are one animal, and I think friendly is a different.
Sure.
I think at a tournament, if you bring a hard list, cool. If you're a good dude and bring a hard list, man, we're good with it.
Sure.
Because the way the pairings are, it is what it is. As long as you're a good dude. If you bring a hard list and you're a D-bag, I mean, like,
totally.
Then you know what? Get your sports. If you're just here to win at all costs, cool, man. But don't expect me to be like, hey, dude, let's run to the beer and do shot. Because it's not gonna happen. I mean, we're not getting beers together, dude.
But you ever notice this, right? Like when you go to the GTs and you have the guys that are they are there to win. You know what I mean? Like you know who they are.
Yeah.
You're not. I mean, they're looking for best general, right? Which is another thing that I'm talking about. It's like, okay, you're here to get best general. I'm here for best overall. So we're not even really playing in the same game right now, in my opinion.
No, we're not. No, not.
You know
at
what
all.
I mean? No. To me, it's 2 different games of Warhammer. And I can separate that kind of stuff. Like, I think it's good that that we have stuff that's like comp based, or I mean, like, Clint's a perfect example. When we played at our little local event, just 16, 18 guys, I ended up playing Clint with my Beastmen in game 3, and Jody was doing the scoring at the end, and he goes, Jeff, I need to talk to you for a second, and he calls me over, and he goes, did you mark something wrong here? And I go, no, what do you mean? He goes, well, you gave Clint a 1 for comp, but then you gave him your best game vote. And I was like, oh yeah, his list is terrible. Like, it's super hard. Like, it's Oh god, it's worse than the Throg list, dude. It's double demon prints of Nurgle at Throg with infinite amount of trolls, set of crushers, and it's just everything that you don't want to fight. I mean, like, I was playing Beastmen. Yeah, that's comp 16 Beastmen list. So I wasn't there to win. And he also said, I probably wouldn't have brought this list if I knew who was coming, and da-da-da-da-da, which is fine. But, he still got my best game vote because I genuinely had the most fun playing a game with him. But I'm going to be truthful and say, okay, it was definitely the hardest list I fought. So
yeah, for sure, of course it is. But see, that's the thing in tournaments. But I think that there's also that when you go to you show up at the store, our local gaming store, or you show up and somebody's like, let's play a game. All right, man, I'll show up. And they bust out the freaking, the Banner of the World Dragon list, or double Steam Tank, or, double, the Demigriff
double Steam
list.
Tank, all demis, and some knights.
Yeah, just the knights, or, I mean, you play the demon player that's an Epidemus list, and you're like, come on, dude, seriously, I would rather put my junk in a door and slam it shut repeatedly than to spend my Thursday night doing that. There's other things I can do.
I guess it depends too, right? Who's on the other end of that list? Because like I got no problem.
True.
Like some of the guys in our group, like I got no problem if they want to run all Throg lists, and I'm bringing my Skaven. No problem. Don't care. Like, bring it. I don't. Yeah. I'm not worried whatsoever. But I'm taking a beast list with one caster in it. It's pretty tough. So, anyways, I mean, that pretty much covers what we're talking about doing for Rock Wars. What's your goals for Rock Wars?
Well, my goal for Rock Wars is to before Bayou was released, I was, I think, 20th in the Masters standing. So I was like, yes, it's within my grasp. All I gotta do is crush Rock Wars. And then the Bayou results came out, and I'm in like 45th now. So I would like to do top 10 in.
That's good.
I mean, I think I'd have a lot more points than Masters if Dan would have screwed me at Austin, which I will. He owes me beers for this and drinks and Rock Wars. So, but no, I.
Yeah, he came up to me after that game and said, "Hey, I totally did that to him on purpose." By the way.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
No, I'm just playing.
We dance too nice of a
Dan
guy
doesn't
for
even
that.
know what way is
Yeah.
up when he's at a
Yeah.
tournament, man.
That's true. That's true.
You
Yeah,
trust him on a rules question? Come on.
what the heck was I thinking? So yeah,
Serious.
I'd like to top 10 it, and this is going to be the swan song. I think for the Demons. I've played them all year. I will not get to go to Alamo because I am getting married in November. On November 8th, I will be in on the honeymoon, and so Alamo is out of the question. However, she did say to me about 2 weeks ago, "Hey, if you want to go to that Warhammer tournament in San Antonio, you should go."
No.
If only it
that's a
wasn't.
test.
Yeah, if only
That's
it
a
wasn't.
test.
No, she actually meant it, man. She was like, "You should go, and we'll go to the river walk." And I'm like, "Great, if it's sold out." And then the waiting list is
it's
like
sold
150
out, and
people.
there's like 90 people on the waiting list,
Yeah,
so no big
right?
deal.
So I think that the Demons are getting retired. I hopefully will have my new army to bust out, but I got into to go to Wapaka, so I'm going to Paca this year.
Man. That's
so
awesome.
I might have to take the Demons for that because that's all I got painted so far. So we shall see. But I'm looking for top 10 finish. The last tournament I was at, our local tournament that we ran, I beat you for sports, in a die roll.
What's up with that?
It was with me. It was with me. I'll say. And I actually in Austin I got 3 best game votes. I think you got 4, right?
Yeah, I got.
Yeah, you beat me out on that.
4. Yeah.
Which is it's gutting. It's gutting,
And
really.
by the way, I had a unanimous vote from everybody at Bayou for best sportsman, right? Except for the guy that I made rage quit. That I think he quit the whole tournament because I didn't see him on day 2. So I just don't think he got a game vote in. Not that he would have voted me best game, but
maybe, you never know. Whatever.
he's an alright. Dude, I'll tell you about it in person. I don't want to talk bad about people on air, but he's a good guy. He just, he lost his fucking gourd when the TOs like talked to him, in a manner he didn't see befitting of him. So it was pretty sweet.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'd like to pull three best game votes. I'd like to. There's 160 points possible in the tournament. I'd like to pull 140. I'd like to get in the 140 range. Is what I'm shooting for.
That sounds good, man. That's respectable. I always try. My goal is always top 10. It's always my goals. Take a top 10. If I can get a good sportsman vote on every damn game I play, I'll do it. I'm the first person that says it, and I'll back it up. If I win against somebody and they're just like so assert about it, and I say, man, I'll trade you, I'll tell you can have this game as a win if you give me your best game vote, because that's how cool I am. You can have a win. That's how much I don't care. And dude, I'm telling you what, I think the Skaven guy just about thought about it when he was playing me. He acted so like surprised that I knew all the Skaven rules. And I was like, yeah, I've played him a couple times.
I might I might have that army.
he thought maybe he's played against him or his friend has him. No, I got about 400 games under my belt with him. I'm pretty good with him. I got it. I got your rules. It was a weird ass list too, man. I have no idea what he was trying to do. It was very, very weird.
Well, I mean, whatever. You go to tournaments, and it's a minefield. You're either gonna play the good dude, or you're gonna play just when you see their name on the list, and you go, God, seriously, this effing guy, I can't.
It'd be good, man. We got Rob Fanoof coming from Ohio Hammer. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. I did see some of the people coming to Rock Wars, and I am impressed with the level of players coming to Rock Wars. Hayne, who is
we have Mike
TO.
Gerald coming too.
I thought I saw his name on the list.
I saw Gerald.
I've seen it tweeted. I've seen it tweeted for him.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, he's another one that's coming. So I'm excited for everybody that's coming to Rock Wars.
These are guys I see every year at Adepticon, so it's nice,
See, I've never been to Adepticon, so maybe we'll have to do an episode on the old Adepticon, or maybe when it's getting closer. I don't know.
Yeah, well, not this year because Lone Wolf.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, Lone Wolf is. Mark did do that to us, didn't he?
Mark.
Mark. You know who you are, Mark Cox. What I'm sorry, huh?
Bus.
Douchebag.
Anyways.
Yeah. No. Anyways.
If we're gonna miss it, this is the year to miss it though, because they're changing venues, so they're gonna have all kinds of bugs to iron out, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. It'll be good. But yeah, do you got anything else before we call this first one in the books, bro?
I think we talked about maybe wanting to go over the standings of the hobby. You want to save that for next time?
Yeah, we can. We'll keep that one for next time with the.
Okay.
We'll do Rock Wars. How our Rock Wars went. One more thing to add. If I do get this out before Saturday, it may or may not happen. I will be hosting the live drawing on my YouTube channel for Rock Wars. So if you should bump into this and want to check out, see who you're playing, you can go to YouTube and search for Demonic Orchard, and there will be the live drawings Wednesday or Thursday. So if I do put it out by then, if not, you can go back and watch it over and over again and either be very happy or very sad with who you're playing. Round 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're a local listener and you're looking for games or a gaming group or anything like that, go to Facebook and just look up Fort Worth Fantasy Fanatics. I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah, I think it's a Fort Worth something.
Or it's
something.
Fantasy Fanatics. Yeah, it's Fort Worth Fantasy
Fanatics.
Yeah, Fort Worth Fantasy Fanatics. We're on there. We got like 80 people or so if you're local, and just kind of shoot us some messages or join the gaming group. We play every Tuesday night, so if anybody's looking to get in the hobby, hit us up.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, we have an email address. It's lonehammer2014@gmail.com. You can send us an email with any questions, comments, concerns. You can tell me how awesome I am or how I sound very sexy on the old radio. That would be great. And you can tell Jeff what a D-bag he is for taking the list he does, which is perfectly acceptable. We encourage that. Yeah,
I'm cool with it, because I'll see you at a tournament, and then I'll make you love me so much. They'll be like, God damn it, I keep on hearing about him getting best sports, and I can't not vote for him. I hope we
play each other in Rock Wars, and then I'm gonna torpedo your sports. I'm gonna give you a bad game, bro.
Good, bad game me, because I'm gonna give you my best game. I'm gonna give you my best game. What do you think about that?
Oh my god, now I feel like an a-hole.
That's gonna happen, bro.
All right, bro. Well, I will see you this weekend, man, and we will talk to you all later. Take care, y'all. If only knew how to make this thing stop, Jeff.